Something I never hear people talk about, I even searched it on TikTok and can't find hardly any videos on, is having parents who are destitute, parents who are poor, parents who have no resources, no retirement, no money in the bank, no job, no prospects, no nothing. And that's both of my parents. And I can't tell you, I have 3 kids of my own. I am in the thick of motherhood and parenting 3 children full time. I don't drop them off for the weekend. I don't and I not only have the kids, right? Not to make myself it's not about me. Oh, maybe it is a little, but it's I wake up in the morning, as soon as my eyes pop open, what am I thinking about? My parents, my mom alone. She's freezing in her house because she has no job and no money. And I'm trying to block it out of my mind because how do I fix their life, right? How do I fix it? And people will be like, it's not your fault, people make their life, whatever. I get it, but it's still on me. It's still on my brain. It's still in my spirit. It's still with me, and I don't really know what to do because I want to help them, but I only have so much energy, so much resources of my own, and it's one of those situations I'll give money, not to my dad, but I'll give money, but does that solve anything? No, because you still got to keep giving money because they're not learning anything. And it's the victim mentality will literally destroy your soul. Okay, I don't know, not really. Your soul is perfect. It's always going to be perfect. But you know what I mean? It's the victim mentality is so insidious. It will just creep up into literally everything you do to the point where you're isolated and you have nothing.
Okay guys, before I hop into this, I have a quick favor to ask. If this is your second time or more tuning into one of my videos, feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you feel so inclined because it helps with the algorithm and I greatly appreciate it. And with that, what she's saying is very, very important. I don't know if we talk about this enough, this idea of being in the, what they call the sandwich generation, to where you are helping out or thinking about or financially supporting or doing what, helping out your parent while at the same time taking care of your children. Now, first and foremost, I'll say that I'm not in this situation personally, but I do know people and have friends or had friends or acquaintances who they grew up with parents who were very irresponsible. They were kids themselves who had kids and never grew up. And so it puts pressure on their children now once they're older and they're not financially stable or financially adept to care for themselves. And now their kid is now having to take care of them and worry about them, not to mention their own children. And so now they're caught in this bad spot of being financially tied or weighed down by their parents and, having to take care of their kids, like I said. And so I understand where she's coming from. Like I said, this is not my personal situation, thankfully, but I have seen it firsthand. And it's just a shame. If you're going to bring kids into the world, be able to support them. You understand? Now, again, back in the day when you had kids on a farm so they could help, tend to the farm and help support the family as a whole, I get it. But nowadays it's a bit different. But I'll get into that a bit later. But with that being said, she sounds as though she was raised by some, as she said, some very irresponsible parents. But it's just sad to see these people in these situations. But it's not just folks who had irresponsible parents. It's also folks who had responsible parents who things happen one reason or another. But we'll keep on going and we'll get to that a little bit later.
I was watching videos this morning about broke boomer parents, and I wanted to talk about this. My parents, despite working almost their entire lives, ended up having everything wiped out by my father having to go into a nursing home. And I could get into a lot of details about that, but the important lesson here is that it doesn't take much to push a family completely over the edge. And on top of that, my mom's shopping addiction, that's a whole nother set of things. Auto pay and QVC and all these different things, they're taking advantage of your parents. Also, predatory loans against the house. I can honestly say if that my mother wouldn't have died when she did 4 months after my father, I'm not 100% sure